Sunsets on the east side. We lost track of the time. Dreams are what they used to be. Some things slide by so carelessly. Smile like you mean it. Smile like you mean it. And someone is calling my name from the back of the restaurant.
So real quick, in all black is Scotty Skelton, and so Scotty's done a lot for the world of tricking. Kind of the first rock star to come about. I think he's the first one to kind of go on a tour. There was the Euro tour in the early 2010s, and well, where else? He's toured around. He's toured around the entire planet, and I'm pretty sure he's gone to just about every major country. And he's done communities a lot of service. He's helped to judge. In general, promotes and boosts morale, and of course, you know, he leads by example, pushing his limits, pushing the sport's limits. You know, the first one to do a dub-dub, a double swing through double cork. Of course, the first triple cork. For the next generation that might not know some of his accomplishments, because nowadays people come in and they don't know the history. So a little bit of preserving history here, right? It's interesting to see that people come in and they don't understand it from the perspective of people who lived through history. So Scotty's done a lot. And to his right, Sarah Musk. Sarah Musk is the host of ATG, and in general is very supportive and nurturing for the Australian tricking community, and has been for many, many years. She's been a guest here in Toronto. I think she had a great time. Morgan, to her right, Morgan from Team E, and I think Team E is the very first tricking team of Australia. So Morgan might be, like, just has seniority as like the oldest, longest like living tricker in all of the Australian history. I could be wrong. Maybe him or Jono, or is it Scotty? I'm not sure who started first, but those guys are pretty much the original pioneers. Scotty is a part of a team called Invincible. If you saw the very intro, I included Invincible as a highlight constellation for this video, just because we have Scotty here. And it's interesting because in Australia there's another team called Team Invincible, which Invincible Worldwide is what they're called, and it's a little bit bizarre, but I'm not really sure the full history of them. They both started in 2010, but the original Team Invincible, and certainly branching off from the main storyline of tricking, the lineage descends from Scotty. So Scotty, Morgan, and Jono from Team E worked with Team Invincible very early on, and those guys went to build essentially the entirety of Australia, except for that one bizarre section also called Team Invincible, which I thought was pretty funny. Tim Farley on Morgan's right is a younger, I think maybe like a younger brother type. Him and Phil, I think, are around the same age, and they're kind of like the younger brother to Scotty, if that makes sense. They're part of Team RAR, and Tim is the inventor of snatch canon. He's also a battler representing Australia. Him alongside Scotty and Phil and Morgan and Jono, they've all battled before, so they have a lot of battle experience, and here they are bestowing status. So I think maybe the reason why they might have elected for Dougie is because of maybe Dougie being on his way out, graduating from the sport. I could be mistaken, but I think he's leaving or like moving on to the next thing in his life. And so I think it's a crowning achievement before he, goes. And Dougie's also the co-founder or founder of FTC, which is a team that's, or at least it's a slogan that's trending right now for the culture. I'm pretty sure he's one of the originals on that team that started making apparel. And so, he's not just a battler, he also contributes in other ways. So maybe this is part of the factor that factored into why the judges voted for him. They would know the Australian politics a lot better, of course. I'm just looking at it from a distance, and so I'm trying to look at it almost like with as little understanding as possible. So trying to see it almost as plainly as possible without any other factors, right? So it helps to have a pair of eyes that see things from a different vantage point. So I think Hayden held the lead for a lot longer in that battle, and he kind of chased Dougie around. Whatever Dougie did, he would sort of try and one-up him, like repeat the same thing back to him, and I think he was actually kind of successful in that regard, and he held on to that. He started to get tired though, and Dougie was also very well-rounded, so he started to throw kicks, which we didn't really see Hayden get into anything too creative. He didn't really exercise everything about tricking, whereas Dougie had a lot more well-roundedness. So this analysis isn't to be disrespectful or to try to undermine the judges. It's just from a different vantage point. And I wanted to say to Hayden and of course to Byron and Damon, who did a very good job, they could definitely hold their own at, I think, world-class competitions. So hopefully they'll all go on to have like really successful battle careers, and I just wanted to sort of give them a little bit of recognition as well. So thank you to Taj for filming the competition, and yeah, anyways.